In this video, we're going to take a $2 tour of Avalon on Catalina Island. That'll be coming up right after this. Now, this video is sped up to twice normal speed to make it easier to watch. And you'll see Cheryl try to get in the bus, and that's not going to work because the seat's in the way. So she's going to come back down, let the bus driver go up, and while the bus driver is getting everything ready for Cheryl, we're going to take a quick look at where we are and the first section of the tour. Okay, so we're going to start our tour where the yellow arrow at the bottom left corner is, and that is where some tour operator is, and you can book tours here. We're going to get on the Garibaldi, the bus, and you'll see Cheryl get on, and it seemed to be more of a challenge than we wanted it to be to park the wheelchair. So we'll get the wheelchair put up, and then after we park the wheelchair, Cheryl's going to go ahead and transfer to a seat. She decided that it'd be more comfortable and maybe easier to deal with on the bus. Though I think that in most cases, if you want to stay in the wheelchair, that wouldn't be a problem either. We were really, for the most part, the only people on the bus. So we're going to get situated, and we're going to take some video as we head out toward what's called the Mole, which is a public pier. It's where the Catalina Express docks, and it is also where the cruise ship tenders unload. And this is an important point to remember, is that the Garibaldi bus comes up and stops right there. So if you're coming on a cruise or you're coming over on the Catalina Express, the ferry, either one of those give you good options to actually pick up and get started on the public transportation. So we're going to take a look out the windows. We get settled in and get ready to start looking. As we start moving away from the tour center, you'll see there's quite a bit of pedestrian and golf cart traffic. Golf carts are everywhere. The ferries just come in, so we see people coming off the ferry and walking back, walking into town. Now, when we left, we actually pushed the suitcases, and Cheryl took her wheelchair, and we walked from basically the far side of town out to the pier, and it wasn't that big an issue. So we're going in here. This is the Mole. This is where there's some more tour operators, but this is where you'd typically come in from the cruise ship, or you would come in here on the ferry. So you could pick up the bus right here to start your tour of Catalina Island. Okay, so after we let some passengers on, we get started back. And of course, the first thing we're going to do is going to go right back past the tour center where we got on the bus. We'll show that to you, and then we'll look at the map for the next segment of our journey. And so the building there on the left is where we started our journey. There's a golf cart rental center right there, so if you want a golf cart, you can do that. I'm going to bring up the map and we'll look at where we're headed next. The downtown area is dedicated to pedestrian traffic. So we're moving away from the downtown area. You get a chance to see a few shops and quite a bit of the architecture here in town. Skirting the downtown area, we're going to go around this park here, make a left turn, and we'll stop and pick up some passengers. And then we're going to continue around, get around the downtown area and come back. Our next major stop is going to be, as we look on the map that's superimposed, you'll see we're just going to navigate around the downtown area, and then we'll come back out on the other side of the pedestrian area and move along the coast. One of the things you'll notice is just about everything is 2 stories here. That will come into play in a later video. On a return trip, we're actually going to go up that road that we're just past to go out to the Wrigley Memorial. As we go along, we're going to make a couple of turns as we're heading back down toward the waterfront, but we're going to move just a little bit up the hill, and then we're going to make another right turn, and then we're going to wind up right back down by the water, but we'll be on the other side of the pedestrian area. There is the Catalina Museum we just passed. Our hotel was right there. This is a really cool shopping area right here by the waterfront. And we're going to come up here, wait our turn, and make a left turn and head out toward the casino and the areas outside the edge of town a little ways. Again, like I said, that's a pretty cool shopping area. There's a bunch of restaurants and things in there. This whole area along the waterfront is very much a tourist area. You've got a lot of choices of places to eat and things to do, lots of shopping. The weather was really pleasant the day we were there. It was just a great day for being outside. Since the direction I'm facing is going to pretty soon turn into a bunch of cliffs and other things that are not particularly interesting, we're going to resume this journey on our way back to town. We've made our way to Descanso Beach. We're turning around now, and we're going to head back toward the casino and then out to the Wrigley Memorial. As I said, this view is much more attractive, so we'll just watch the ocean go by. It is absolutely incredible, the water here. You can see the facilities at Descanso Beach, and Descanso Beach is a facility that you have to pay to get into. There is, you can see all along the coast, a walkway to get out there. This is the casino that we just went by. We'll actually take a tour of that. We're headed alongside the harbor area here. Again, it's just absolutely gorgeous. The day was beautiful, the water was beautiful. We enjoyed our trip to Catalina so much. There's several places to eat and to do some things along in this area, so it's well worth the journey. And if you're here on a cruise ship, if you take the bus, you can see both the casino and the Wrigley Memorial in one day fairly easily and fairly inexpensively. More food and shopping establishments, and we're going to turn and head away from the beach, go back the same way we came down to some extent. As you can see, lots of golf carts everywhere. As we continue to move up the hill, you'll see I popped up the map, and we're now going to go out that long road that winds up at the Wrigley Memorial and Wrigley Botanical Garden. We're going to take a little bit of a right jog. I had pointed this out on earlier in the video. And as we go along this road, we'll see golf courses. There's some athletic fields. It's a fairly long drive, but it doesn't take too long when we go twice normal speed. Stop to let off some golfers. One of the things that's interesting about the Wrigley Botanical Gardens is in most cases we think of botanical gardens as places that are lush and filled with flowers and a variety of things. In this case, it is very much a desert botanical garden, and that'll be a subject all in itself of another video coming up. I won't say that the bus tour we're taking here is as good as paying significantly more for another tour, but if you're in town a short period of time, you have an idea of what you want to go see and do. This makes a good way to get a good overview of the area around Avalon, to see what the countryside is like, and as I mentioned, you can get to the casino, which is a tour, and that'll be another video, but that's a tour that's very interesting. And it's interesting, it's called the casino, but it's never been a real casino where you gamble. Casino literally means a place where people gather, and so it was in that sense that it was designed and built here on the island. Lots of green space and parks. You can see there are benches for people that want to catch the bus back. As we get close to the Wrigley Memorial, you're going to see the video get small. I want you to look down. Do me a favor, if your subscribe button is red, that's an emergency warning. You need to hit my face to subscribe. We'll see you in the next video.